So I'm watching this clip from the Tucker Carlson show where this guy, I don't even know or care what his position is in the government in Boston, but he's not the only one who does this, where they conflate immigrants with illegal immigrants. And I really hate when people do that because you're being disingenuous. And you can't even hold a proper conversation and talk about the real issues because you're not willing to address the issue of illegal immigration. So this guy is trying to compare the Honduran immigrant into America to his grandmother who came over from, fleeing prosecution from the Nazis. And I'm like, dude, please stop, because you can't compare. If your grandmother came over here legally because she was fleeing prosecution, that's what America is about. That's what the immigration policy is for here in America. People who are wanting religious freedom, or they're wanting to escape prosecution of whatever kind, political or religious prosecution. Okay, there's a process that you have to go through to come to this country legally, and then you are a legal migrant. Then you become an American. But we're talking about people who are coming over here illegally, whether or not they're running from prosecution or whatever. You cannot say that just because you're running from prosecution, you can come here and you don't have to worry about coming the legal way. That's just like coming through the back door. That's skipping lines of people who are standing here feeling like idiots, who have waited years, who have paid countless amounts of money to attorneys and things like that, and who are patiently waiting in line. And you have these crowds of people, these liberals on the left, who are standing right next to those people who are queuing up properly and ushering these illegals across the border. It's not fair. And I don't know how they can sit here with a straight face and act like they're having conversations about how diversity is our strength and this and that. All that stuff is fucking bullshit. Ever since this election, and I switched, and I sort of just completely woke up from the bullshit that was being spewed from the left, and I'm like, wait a minute, what is going on here? And I've just been asleep all this time, or maybe this shit is just now bubbling up, but this is some ridiculous stuff that I do not want to be associated with. I am not a Republican. I am not a fucking Democrat, that's for sure. Their arguments are incredibly weak, and it's really disingenuous to talk about immigrants and not want to use the word illegal, undocumented, whatever you feel comfortable with calling it. But it's not the same thing. And that girl who got raped in the bathroom by two, I don't know if they're both illegal or one of them at least was, but that is ridiculous. And that, you guys should just take that as the canary in the coal mine to what Europeans are dealing with these migrants. And these are migrants that are economic migrants. They're not refugees. Some of them are refugees, but the majority of them are not refugees. They're economic migrants looking for a better handout, from which country is going to give them the better handout. And these people, in their culture, they have a culture of rape. And you want to talk about cultures of rape, that's an actual culture of rape, and you're getting your first taste of it. And if you were to have your way, these leftists were to have their way, they would have these people in here, and you'd be having countless incidents popping up all over the United States, of young women and even boys getting raped, forcefully raped by these migrants who consider themselves having a sexual emergency, they want to call it. Okay? And you'll have to get used to that kind of thing, and I'm never going to get used to that. I will never be okay with that happening here. And I'm not okay with it happening in Europe. But if these crazy fools start to pass policies or allow these migrants to come in unvetted and this shit starts happening, I am moving my family out of here, for sure. Because I have kids, girls, and a little boy, and there's no way I'm going to subject my family to just dangers that my country is not going to protect us from. I'm just not going to do it. I have a choice, and so does everybody else who's here. If you guys don't love America, I've said this before, If you don't like America, you don't like what it stands for, you don't like how it was founded, why are you still standing on the soil here? You don't like the government, you think everything's fascist and everybody's this and that. You guys need to be finding a country, and I think Canada is the shining beacon example of liberalism gone crazy. Why don't you fucking go there? Go there, or go to Mexico, go someplace else. Just stop standing here on the soil that you despise so much. We'll be glad to see you leave.